Russo-Italiano sponsors Boxing Bros UK.
Hello everybody, this is Boxing Bros UK. I am the boss Chris. This is my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain.
Yes.
So today the topic is Benavidez versus Morrell fight review. Just before we start, me and Andrew are going to have a little guess, see who can get the most predictions right throughout the year. 1-1 so far. 1-1. We both said Benavidez on points. So yeah, 1-1. All right.
Yeah.
Take it away, mate. What did you think of the
fight?
fight?
Take it away, Chris.
Yeah. What did you think of the fight?
Right. I suppose I could give. You could almost have 1.5 over my one because you said he wouldn't stop him. He beat him on points, so you were even more right than me.
Yeah.
First, I'll start with this. One of the scorecards was a bit weird, wasn't it? 115, 111 felt right to me. Two of the scorecards. 118, 108. What's all that about? That's a bit harsh, isn't it? I think Morrell won a few more rounds than that. I mean, round 3, I think he had a good round. Round 4 was a tear-up. It was kind of not kind of blowing smoke up our own arses, but we kind of predicted how this might have gone, really. I think Morrell showed a terrific chin. He had a better chin than I think what I accredited to him, although I don't think he's quite been in there. The volume of punches and who punches as hard as Benavidez, probably, up at light heavyweight. I think he showed some skills in there. I've seen a few videos around YouTube saying, oh, was it fixed? It weren't fixed. They were both doing the little Ali shuffle, weren't they? I don't know what the Ali shuffle was about. That was a bit weird, but I think Morrell just... Yeah, and look, he was probably tired. Benavidez has got that great ability to grind fighters down. And I've seen a few comments out there, why didn't Morrell step up the pace the last couple of rounds? Could have forced the draw, mate. I just think stylistically, Benavidez's style just wore him down. You know, he counter blows, he was accurate. I mean, the punch stats here I'm not sure if this is from the CompuStat, but Benavidez 224 of 553 shots. Morrell 165 of 601. I mean, that was probably about right. Benavidez landed more. Little bit more I could go into, but I want to let you come back in, Chris. But it was pretty much a deserved win, wasn't it, for Benavidez?
Yeah, it definitely was. It was close. It was closer than I think the scorecards made it out to be. It was just a bit of a war. It was a good fight. I enjoyed it, to be honest. It was a good fight.
It was.
Like Benavidez did what he normally does. He walks him down, just cuts the ring off, like doesn't really tuck up, but he just puts his hands up and kind of like plods forward. He cuts the ring off well, but and then he lets them hit his guard, and then he lets his shots go. He caught here and there where like I think Benavidez was having some time off or whatever, but the internet connection's gone. Oh, back online.
What, mine? Yeah.
So basically it was back and forth, but Benavidez was just having the better of the exchanges, and I think Morrell sometimes he was doing well. Like when he was doing well when he was going forward. Yeah. Like Benavidez done like fighting on the back foot. But then Benavidez would get into a tear up and then he'd get the better of the exchange. But when Morrell was on the back foot, he was moving back in straight lines a lot. And he wasn't really, sometimes he'd get some counter punches off and he'd look good, might nick a round or two. But most of the time, his best work was when he was in the tear ups, even though he was losing the tear ups. I just think it was a lose-lose for him because his best way of fighting is on the back foot counter punching, And Benavidez loves to put you on the back foot and unload and stand there. And he's really good at fighting on the inside, hooks to the body, and he doesn't care. He can punch my arms all night. And he doesn't like, there was no combinations. It was just like telegraphing, loading up, bang, as hard as I can, block, right. Now this time I'm going for the hook, this side, bang, uppercut. Like, it was just waiting a few seconds, landing one heavy shot, blocking, letting him move around or try and hit back, and then hitting him again where it hurts. Just, there weren't
too many traps being laid, was there? It was just power punch. Just off the back of what you were saying, I think Morrell didn't maybe have the pop in the shots enough he clearly didn't have enough to keep Benavidez off him. We'll come into it towards the end of the video where to go next, but I would love to see Benavidez use his usual monster bully style to try and close off Beterbiev like that. It'll be the battle of the closers. And I'll tell you what, if it is Beterbiev that beats Bivol, and it is the battle of the closers, which is the title I've already got if they do fight, Beterbiev will win that battle hands down. I don't think it'll be Beterbiev going backwards. It'll be Benavidez. And that'll be interesting then, because what will Benavidez do on the back foot? Fuck all, I reckon. This is
the thing, yeah? This is the thing that I was thinking as I was watching the fight, and I'm thinking about most of Benavidez's fights. He's a bit tidy at times, and he always resorts to that, walking you down and telegraphing these big haymakers and leaning on you and just letting them go, like one or two, mainly one, as hard as he can. He has a breather for a couple of seconds, then he does it again, and then eventually he catches people, hurts them, and then it's just. But like you said, he's not going to be able to do that to Beterbiev, because at light heavyweight, if Beterbiev was landing them shots that Benavidez was landing on someone, they were folding him up. We've seen him fold people up with worse. So, like, Benavidez's style against Beterbiev would make for a great fight, but it'd be over quick. I reckon Beterbiev would stop him because Benavidez only fights that way. He can't fight on the back foot. That's what Morrell was.
Yeah, so I think stylistically, because I believe Turkey's flying him out to see the Beterbiev-Bivol fight, and then I'd imagine some sort of getting in the ring, the monster, and because what I really, in a way, I want Beterbiev to win, because the narrative will be the monster versus the Terminator. You just come together in the center of the ring. That'll be a really good title, actually, the monster versus the Terminator. But stylistically, I guarantee behind closed doors, he's hoping Bivol wins. Even though I think Bivol beats Benavidez anyway, stylistically, Benavidez is going to try and hunt him down. And the power Bivol's got, although he's got respectable power, he's not going to worry as much. And then he's going to just try and hunt him down, walking down the way Beterbiev did to Bivol. So I think ultimately, as we kind of round up, Benavidez is probably, I don't know, even the Buatsi fight, Chris, I don't know. People sort of saying Benavidez is probably the third best in the division, but I don't think Buatsi's completely out of the picture in that fight to maybe pick up the interim and regular belt off of Benavidez, maybe. What do you think? Disjointed, I can't remember.
Benavidez, Yard, they can all, Morrells, they can all beat each other. None of them are at the level to beat Bivol and Beterbiev.
No, basically they're all hoping they retire as quick as possible, because it's just, and you get this sometimes in the divisions, and you just think those two are just on an elite level, and everybody else is just a level or two levels below them. But yeah, anyone else is a kind of who'd you pick kind of thing, really. But yeah, we shall see. It looks like Benavidez now is going to fight the winner of Beterbiev-Bivol. Morrell, I think he could go in there against the winner of Yard Arthur. You know, maybe come over here, promote himself over in England. There's a few light heavyweights over here. Willie Hutchison, Craig Richards, Dan Aziz. I don't know if he'll go back down to that level.
I swear Morrell's an Eddie Hearn fighter. He's a matchroom fighter, right? Isn't he? Morrell?
I have to double check that actually. Is he with Matchroom?
I think he is, you know, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he is, or he's not tied to PBC like David Benavidez, because that's the problem with Benavidez. He's not gonna, unless it's on PBC, because Al Heyman's not jumped into bed with Turkey yet. The fight's not going to happen. Like any fighting any good other like heavyweights, unless the promoters let them fight on PBC. So let's hope that it changes and he jumps ship sometime this year. Maybe he has already. But and even just to add, even Bivol versus Benavidez, I think, because I think Bivol will just have too much movement for him, and he don't move back in straight lines. And how Benavidez closes people down, while he's walking down, Bivol would have pinged him about 10 times. You know, when he's doing that slow plod, walking up to cut the distance, Bivol would have pinged him 10 times and been around the back of him, waiting for more. Like, he wouldn't fall for that. He wouldn't move back in a straight line ever, Bivol. If Benavidez, he needs to change his do a little bit more feinting, a bit more lateral movement or something when you close. Be a bit more creative and set some traps when you're coming in. Like just walking up to him and going, and then just like, it needs a better strategy.
It's just not his style, is it? It's just not his style. But Bivol would just slap him up. I think he'd be in and out of range, popping off on him. You know, combinations, lateral movement, pivoting around him, hitting him from different angles, pivoting again, hit him again with another combination, back out of range, tire him out because he'd be walking around. Both, but whether he fights Beterbiev or Bivol and he stands more of a chance, he ain't going to win. You know, I feel that really strongly. But that's an easy prediction to make because I think anyone would probably say that at the moment nobody beats Beterbiev or Bivol. The only chance they've got is if Beterbiev carries on too long and Father Time eventually catches up with him. That's the only way, really.
Yeah, I would prefer it if Beterbiev beats Bivol for him to retire, and then Bivol and Benavidez to fight for the vacant belts. But just going back to Benavidez's defense, like he can do them things like lateral movement, a bit of head movement, and he can move his feet. He's not the fastest feet. He just gets lazy, I think, and just thinks, I'll save all my energy for the haymakers. And he doesn't set because he does do it sometimes. Like at the beginning of the fight, he's a bit, a bit more, and then at the end of the fight, it's just it works. It's been working for him. He hasn't faced anyone who's got the stamina he has, who's still got legs at the end, kind of thing. So yeah, that's my only critique of him. But apart from that, good performance and good win. And he's got the Mickey Mouse WBA belt. And
Morrell will come again. You know, he's still only 27, 28, and onwards and upwards for Benavidez. But yeah, that about wraps it up for us here at Boxing Bros UK.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and sub, all that. Leave a comment,